Call me Neoblade. This is a video about scouting. I will take a quick look at the video. It seems fine. Please check out the description below. I will show every scouting video I made there. I will create a hyperlink to Pick, the famous Pick, who made a brilliant scouting video for the lower leagues. And this video is mainly created for bronze to diamond. So if you did not take a look at the other videos, please do so before you see this video completely, because there are many informations for you need to know to understand this video. Let's just sum up some of the stuff. Step 0 of scouting is worker scout, and we will see a replay where I do not worker scout correctly. I'm too lazy, I'm too greedy. I think, okay, I can save a little bit of time and invest more time in mining, which is a major mistake then in this video. And other important steps are access scouting in the lower leagues, and another important step is signs of greed, signs of aggression. And I will try to demonstrate this in my favorite matchup to play. It's ZVP or PVZ. And my first general rule of thumb for you is play a build order with a timing attack in it. And the earlier the timing attack, the better. So if you're Terran, for example, you can create the double medivac drop, which uses a timing attack at 5 minutes. And I'm Protoss, I cannot do a double medivac drop. I will just do a little timing attack, a scouting attack with 2 zealots. So I see a lot of links there, which means I'm ahead in probes, and I will show. You can see the worker supply is in my favor. If he just builds drones after that, he will catch up, but he does not. And I did not close the wall, a major mistake. But I do not lose any probes. I built additional probes, but I lacked constant probe production, which is very bad. So he scouts as well, and I prepare for my timing attack. My charge is done now, but I need additional zealots. And I try to secure my 3rd base. And I try to do an additional warp in. I'm a little bit afraid of mutalisks because I only saw links right now. So I will put cannons at my 3rd base, but they're good against run-bys as well. And this is the first sign of greed. Please take a look at Pick's video if you don't understand signs of greed and signs of aggression in this manner, because greedy play on high level, on Grandmaster level, is defined a little bit different than what Pick tries us to teach. So this 3rd base means there is no 2 base all-in coming. These drones means, okay, he tried to create enough drones for this third base. And my attack will reduce this drone count, so I will be ahead in workers after that. At least I think so. Yeah, and I am. So I know now I'm ahead in workers, and I only have to attack, because he will build panic army at this stage, and I just have to keep alive. Sorry, this is not correct English. I have to stay alive, and then everything is fine. My money is too high, especially my gas. I forgot the Templars archive, and now I built 2 of them, which is a major mistake. And I attack. I just have to trade a little bit. And I see, okay, he's building army. That means he cannot build drones. And as you can see, my economic advantage is really, really high. Again, what Pick told us something very important. We try to stay only half a base ahead of our opponent. In bronze and silver and gold, you can try to get 1 base ahead with 1 base saturation ahead. But in platinum and diamond, half of a base is really sufficient, because you need to counter the army, and we will see this. My opponent will play a complete 2 base all-in, and I build way too much probes, and I expand way too greedily, and that's why I will get problems. So remember Pick's rule: in platinum and diamond, half of a base. So you scout his bases, you constantly, with observers, scans, speed overlords, whatever you like, whatever your race is, and you try to keep track of his expansions. This is a major step in scouting. You try to take all the watchtowers. Here are none. So you have to rely on access scouting. And then you will try to expand accordingly. Signs of greed and signs of aggression. Perfect scouting would mean, okay, I see he has only 16 of 16 here. 17 of 16, he has only 3 bases. And he builds a ninja base right beside me. Very interesting. How could I have seen this? Proxy pylons and pylons all over the map. It's very important to keep track of drops too, and every race is now able to drop you at all times in the mid game and late game. Try to keep your money low, try to stay ahead in economy, try to stay ahead in upgrades, try to win the game using macro and mechanics.
Mineral field depleted. Your probes mineral attack.
He keeps his money low too, but his income is not as good as ours. And yes, he has a nice army. He will kill us, and we have to retreat. We will lose our war prism, which is not nice.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
But right now we cannot afford a 4th base, because he's coming for us. I really should have observers on the map. Right now I've scouted he has army, and I know he's coming towards me. So since he does not attack right away, I know he's preparing somewhere on the map. And I don't want to fight a maxed army, so I just move out and try to kill as much stuff as I can, which works fine here. It's a risk, but StarCraft is always about taking risks. My upgrades are terrible in this game. Normally I start 3-3 at 10 minutes or 10 or 11 minutes at least, and now I start 1-1. I don't use my chrono boost very bad. And again, I trade. And he just cannot saturate an additional base. But I really should have found the ninja base in the upper right corner on the left hand side. But since he's not able to kill this base now because it's defended by my army, everything is fine. So let's jump right into the next replay. This is an example of how I lose to the scouting step 0. Because I do not do the scouting step 0, I'm not sure what he does. Yeah. It's a 14 pool. It's not an all-in, but this will play out like an all-in. And if I would have scouted this, normally my probe is at his base on this map 51 seconds, in 5 seconds. So I was greedy. I thought, okay, all Zerg are playing hedge first in these days, so I do not scout that early on. And this kills me. Pure and simple. So this Nexus is totally rubbish, totally wrong. This should go right into gates and cannons. And these cannons will never finish in time because his links are there. And it's GG. GG, well played. Don't hate your opponent because he played all in. Very important to be nice and friendly to your opponent. So now I scout right away and will see when I will reach the base of my opponent. As you can see, 55 seconds. No expansion, because he expanded too late. But now I see a gas and a pool, normal timing, everything is fine. So I can play my normal build order with a 2 zealot timing attack. I will check out, I scout for more signs of greed, because if he takes another base right now, this is a sign of greed, and I can perhaps take a third base myself. But since I do not scout an additional base, I have to be more careful. So I move out with my 2 zealots to get additional scouting informations. I should not follow one drone with 2 probes. But I will now kill his drone and everything is fine. I did a lot of damage against him. You can see the worker count, of course, here, but I'm way ahead in workers. So I just have to stay alive, scout for signs of greed, signs of aggressions, and I will scout Sign of Greed and Sign of Aggression right now. I have a good game sense in this game because I do not see his aggression right now, because I do not have an observer, I do not have a hallucination or an adept, but these banelings tell me, okay, sign of aggression.
Research complete.
I know my zealots will make him panic, and I know he will build more units. This applies for all matchups against Zerg. You can always rely on, if you attack him often, then he won't build drones. And if he has a large army, he does not have drones. But of course you have to scout for it. So let's see. I stopped my pro production because I'm ahead more than one base, which is totally enough. To go to 17 probes and build a fourth base would be just risky, nothing else. And as long as I scout him, as long as I trade against his stuff, everything is fine. Important is that I do not die anymore. And that's why I built 3 cannons, a shield battery, and an additional pylon at my third base. I kill a queen again, I see there is a base, and I attack this base. And I resumed probe production again. My gas again is very, very bad. You can see I had a Templar's Archive, so I should build Archons. But since my multitasking is bad, I didn't do it. So in this replay, I am way too greedy, and I tell you what I should have done. This Zerg tells me here are my signs of aggression because he attacks me constantly. But I somehow think I can try to get a third base, even though he stays on 24 drones a very long time. The signs of aggression, I should not scout for signs of aggression in his base or his drone count when he's attacking me constantly, because this means he builds army and not drones. And this is right inside my base. Of course, 2 observers would have helped to track his drone count, but the signs of aggression were there all the time, and I just misread them. Again, let me explain it shortly. Lower league players like Platinum and Diamond and below 2 always tell me I cannot see what the opponent is doing. I cannot read what his buildings are meaning. And you don't have to do that. You in the lower leagues, build orders are oftentimes completely random. And even if a Grandmaster sees these buildings and the tech, he just asks himself, what the fuck? So just do simple scouting. Take the watchtowers, which I lack in this game. Try to keep track of his bases, which I won't do in this game, because then I would have known, Okay, he's on 2 base. This is a 2 base all-in. Try, if you're more sophisticated in scouting, try to keep track on how many drones and workers did your opponent build, and then you are fine. And just try to stay ahead half a base. Again, take a look at Pig's video about half a base or a complete base. But right now, I'm ahead 16 workers, which is way enough. And there is the sign of aggression. This is a big sign of aggression. I should really build more gates and build a robotics facility. But I do not. And again, there is a big sign of aggression. It's right inside of my base. And of course, against Zerg, it's very important to close the door again, to build a good wall. So right now, he's in front because he has 22 drones and I have only 18 workers. So he could just expand and kill me slowly. But again, this guy wants to attack, and he has proven this 1,000 times. Why I'm going for an attack right now? This is totally rubbish. I have to stay alive. And to take an expansion right now is crazy. And I see it right here. The counterattack is crazy because this guy does not want to drone. He just wants to build army. Of course I cannot know that, but I should have scouted otherwise. My robo is way too late.
Mineral field depleted.
And right now I lack all of scouting informations.
Mineral field depleted.
I don't know where he is. Again, 2 observers would have really helped in this game. I take the watchtowers right now, which is very important. And now I scout, he does not have a 3rd base. So I have to retreat instantly to my home. And this base, again, totally rubbish. I lost way too much stuff here. And again, I lose my complete army. So these buildings are totally rubbish too. I will only lose them against this big of an army.
I have met the enemy.
And now I kill them. So if I would see his base, I just could have scouted his base, this base with a zealot. I could scouted this base with a zealot and then retreat home. And do not this crap here. So this game is over, even though I make some cute of counter attacks. Because he has 1 mining base and I do not have a mining base anymore. I will run out of minerals. I don't have the means to defend this attack. I should have built 2 robotics facilities and 8 gateways and try to stay alive and then take slowly a 3rd base. So his income here is way higher than mine. And the game is over. And I know that now. GG, well played. So I misread all the signs of aggression even though they were in my face. This is an example against Terran. Because there will be, it's all about platinum and diamond. in this video. And in this case, Science and Greed, I scout for them, but my opponent plays weird. Because at first there are signs of aggression, but he attacks way too late. And now I see, okay, there is a gas, could be a Reaper opening, could be something else. I should have clicked this tech lab here, so then I would have known, okay, this means Marauder play. But my build order is fine against Marauders because I build charge lots. And since I play Nexus first against Terran, I have a high win rate against Terran with Nexus first, because the Reaper micro is bad in Platinum and Diamond, and I'm ahead in workers all the time. And now I see, okay, he's plays Marauder with concussive shells, and I need charge as fast as I can. Since he showed me a lot of Marauders, since he showed me he wants to attack with Marauders, I prepare for the incoming attack and do not take a third base that early on. Normally this base comes at 4-minute 20, 4-minute 30 for me with my build order. But right now I have 52 workers. Again, let's do it like this. And he has only 31 workers. I'm totally fine. I'm 20 workers ahead. I'm totally fine. This third base even is risky. But I have enough gates. I will scout for his third base. And I will try to prepare for an incoming attack. And in the last game, I lost all the zealots to Lynx and Roaches. If I would try to attack here, I would lose all these zealots. I would maybe do some damage, but this all is a sign of greed, a sign of aggression. I've seen his army. I've seen a lacking third base, and this means defend, defend, defend.
SCV ready.
So, since I know I probably can defend an attack, I still build workers, but I also build static defense to prevent me losing all my probes to drops. An additional factor is this observer. I will know if he expands here, and I will need an observer here, so I can see traveling SCVs in this area, or I should use a patrol observer here. But this observer will tell me how large his army is. And and here is the sign of aggression right in my face again. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, and if he doesn't attack you, and this attack should have come way sooner, then just try to get to 200 supply in 10 minutes, 11 minutes, and just kill your opponent. Don't try any fancy stuff. If he's on 2 bases, and you have a maxed army with 3 bases or 4 bases, he will just die. And okay, I did not have stalkers. He does some fancy micro here, and he will trade fine. But the problem for him is he does no real damage, and he will lose 2 Liberators and a little bit of stuff. And now the game is won, because I'm way ahead in economy. I take my 4th base. He's still on 2 bases. Income is like this. I'm way ahead in income. And the game is over.
Depleted.
I know build pylons on the map. I should really build pylons here as well, and here. But this base is the most exposed one. So I have to defend this base really heavily. And I try to take a look at my saturation. He kills a pylon of mine, and I will just do a 2-prong attack, which will deal major damage. In the lower leagues, oftentimes all of his units are traveling to this job here. This guy was playing it smart. He left a little defense at home, but it will not be enough. And his wall is not sufficient against me. And I realize, okay, this guy still does not have a 3rd mining base, even though it's built here. But I see a lot of signs of aggression through my scouting attack, through my drop. This is a lot of aggression potential here. This is a sign of greed, double upgrades. But he's on 2 bases, which means the time is running for me, not for him. And that's why I'm retreating with all of my units.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Depleted.
That I lack building stuff when I attack is a major problem in my macro. Now I see a drop. The warp in here is totally rubbish because this is an automated drop. He will not drop here, but I was in panic mode. All the stalkers should have been warped in here. And very important again, this observer checking this base, this observer checking this base, and I see if he moves out with his army. These 2 observers are very, very important. If you have overlords, changelings, scans, whatever you use to keep track of your opponent's army, it's very important to scout for bases and to know where his army is.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
And this is his drop. 2 marines won't do any damage. And I tried to get to a maxed out army to 200 supply. He killed my observer, which is totally fine. My economy is way ahead of his, 1,000 minerals more, and I will send my next observer to his base. Now I see on the minimap, okay, he's in defense mode, which means I can easily try to reach 200 supply, and I can easily take my 5th base. What I would have done, okay, he has Liberator here and here, so I would not attack his natural, but I would immediately take out this base. But he now, I will take a look at his vision, and he realizes, okay, I'm on 3rd base quite a while, so I think he knows he's behind, and he leaves the game. So please take a look at my videos regarding scouting. Step 0, worker scout, scouting for expansions, scouting for signs of aggression and signs of greed. And if you scout properly, you should not die to cheese or all-ins like I did in this video. Thanks very much for listening. Have a nice day, and I see you guys next time.